This is pretty slick. I can usually stage this thing in like 5 minutes. It really doesn't take me very long.
I looked at it this morning. I was wondering, how the hell is he going to get that thing off there? This is going to be interesting watching him fly off the back. I've seen more ammo cans in this area than I've seen in a long time. Well, there's one right outside of the town there that's, we have to walk to this little knob. It's about 2/10 of a mile. It's on the side of a hill, and I think that's what it's called, side of the hill.
You said you started caching when?
2009.
2009.
December 2009.
And were you in Florida at the time, or were you in Kentucky?
No, I was in Kentucky.
Okay.
I didn't go back to Florida until last year.
There's a guy that I went caching with a couple months ago. I actually did one of these videos with. His name is Rick Floyd. He caches by R. Floyd.
Yeah, I know him well.
You know him?
I know him well, yeah.
Heart surgeon?
Yeah, I know. I didn't know what he did, but I know him well. Because he travels in he's got a little get-up truck and really cool thing. Yeah, I know him well, yeah.
So he just moved to southern Utah.
Oh, did he move permanent somewhere?
Yeah, well, his in-laws are from there. So
I saw him on a couple of logs.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
he was at Woodstock.
Oh, shit. I did not know that.
Isn't that crazy?
I had a lot of friends from Louisville there, and they never even mentioned that he was there.
He's really an active cacher there in southern Utah.
I mean, he would drive everywhere, and he's got that really nice setup on his truck.
Yeah.
Every time I see one of those, I think of him, and I saw 1,000 of them at Woodstock.
Yeah. But he did surgery there in Lexington for a long time. Where were we at in Kentucky?
Louisville.
Oh, Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, but within a state, I mean, geocachers within a state, that could, it's a real small world, We're caching.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah. Last time I saw him was in Owensboro last year at Woodstock.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did some Adventure Lab stuff together.
Yeah, a great guy. Yeah. Really a great guy. Now, explain the name again. He started out as
Ranger 6.
Ranger 6.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't know my kids would ever
get into it.
So I just changed it to Team Conway.
Awesome.
And I just left it that way.
Huh. You see that post?
Oh, okay. All
It's got a little covered wagon on the top of it. Yeah. So I think this is our path here.
They're out of their mind.
I know.
You get to this point and say, okay.
Can you imagine? I don't know if I would have had the fortitude to pull this off. I think I would have been like, I'm headed back to Parowan.
I've seen enough wagon train episodes to...
Yeah. I think this is the road right here. I think this is the road that was cut. They wouldn't have gone through there. I think they just hugged this all the way up. And then once they got to the top, they probably went across the ridge. I think the inscription is right there on that cliff, right on that side right there.
That they carved in?
They carved it in, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you a realistic question.
Okay.
I really think people are adventurous enough to come out here.
I don't know, they did. And this was the if you saw the front part of the journey, there's a place over by Escalante where Lake Powell is now.
Yeah.
They cut a road. They found a little cut in the cliff, and they cut a road down through this, not really a slot canyon, but there's just a cut down the cliff down to the river, and they cut a road. And a lot of these guys were miners, so they had like blasting powder and stuff, and so they blew the rock and made it down. So that was like that. I think that was the hardest part of their journey. So they got to here, and I guess I do it with caching too. You get to a point where you're kind of like, I'm the dark side of the moon. I'm not turning around now. How big's your family then? So how big is Team Conway?
I've got 3 kids and 2 grandchildren and 1 on the way.
Oh wow. So there's some stuff cut into the rock here. There's
like animal tracks.
They do, don't they?
Like bear.
Looks like a footpath. There's a wagon post up here, so we're on the right path. We're going the right way at least.
That's always a good sign.
That makes me feel better. Yeah.
I think I ought to park my wagon right over there and just hang out. Just the Clint Eastwood to come and
Just start eating jackrabbits.
I had to have stopped him for a while and cut the road like you said.
Yeah.
At least her name wasn't Donner.
Yeah. And if they, that's a real sad story.
Yeah, I love the wagon.
Yeah, isn't that cool? It looks like this looks actually constructed. How many caches you found in that many years? Yeah.
Well, he asked me, right?
No pressure.
Oh no, it's close to 66,000.
Really? Wow, you're hardcore.
Well, I've almost done 1,000 this month.
Yeah.
On this road. I haven't done this in forever.
Yeah.
I used to come out west once or twice a year to do power trails and all that. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Did you go out and do ET?
I did.
That's pretty close to where I live.
I know Gus Chatlis.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. White Wolfing. Well, I did some of the ET with my two daughters. We stayed in Vegas, stayed at the Bellagio.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that was a fun summer.
Yeah.
When we did the geo arts that are out there.
The alien head and the spaceship.
Yeah, and the alien head.
I went to so there was when they first put the whole thing out there, they had an event there at the Little Alien.
Yeah.
And we went out to it, and it was just like middle of the night. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and that spaceship published.
Yeah.
And there was another guy that was with me. It was just like, let's go.
I would love to have seen it then. You were glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that,
Yeah.
But now people, well, they did. Then they were driving out there and running over stuff.
Well, and at the time, they rigged it really good. They had that, PVC.
Yeah.
With the preform, and it just fit perfectly.
Yeah. A lot of people copied that.
Yeah. It was really rigged really nicely. This is definitely the road. Man, this is pretty amazing. And I think they actually went up to San Juan right here. And
I don't see Teddy anywhere, so.
I think they went up to San Juan right here, and then they kind of got stuck. They kind of got stuck on that San Juan there.
Time to go back to California.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if I could get that ATV up here, right?
I wouldn't even know.
Let alone a wagon.
That's all you would need to hit it and then go that way.
Yeah. That's a pretty rough road.
It might have changed the last 150 wood.
Yeah, I'm sure it's weathered a bit.
Yeah, when they put out the last 500 on ET, I was there. They had a CETO and all that.
Uh-huh.
I got 488 first to find.
Really?
With a couple of Czechoslovakian guys.
Wow.
It was fun.
So what took you to Florida?
Well, I grew up there.
Oh, okay.
Went to high school. Well, I'm from Kentucky. I was born in.
Oh, okay.
Then we moved to Florida when I was 4. I left when I joined the Army. Yeah. And did the Army thing for 22 years.
Huh.
I became a school teacher in Louisville.
Okay.
Retired as a school teacher in 21.
What did you teach?
Learning behaviors disorder kids.
Okay.
Special ed.
Okay.
I taught all 4 core content areas. But
Yeah.
Specialized in, well, not really specialized. My main stuff was English.
Okay.
Science.
Okay. Lynn, my wife behind you, she teaches for the School for the Deaf and Blind.
Oh yeah, I tried to say that last night. I've got a real good friend of mine in Louisville. She does the sign. She goes all over the state.
Okay.
I guess she probably does the same thing you do. Yeah, she's got different kids as she goes and does all that. It's always fun because she speaks. I mean, she's got a knack for languages.
Yeah.
And she speaks like 8 different regular languages.
Wow.
Plus signing. So anytime I come up on a puzzle with sign language, I send it to her.
Well, there's another wagon marker.
Oh, the plateau here.
Yeah, kind of. The steep part's over.
That's what the wagon master said.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like anything, when things starts getting too easy, it's kind of like, okay, now what? Brace for something harder to come. Yeah.
Oh, look. I don't know if that's wagon ruts or not.
Yeah.
Could be.
That's
what I'm gonna say.
It could be, and it's just like I said, weathering over the last 200 years.
Well, when I send this picture, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it is.
Well, like I said, you can see where they've cut. Like right here, there's pretty clear. You can see, I don't know if they cut them intentionally or if the wagons just sort of made a little bit of a rut in the sandstone. So the inscription, I assume, is going to be somewhere along this wall.
There's another marker up top there, straight ahead.
Yeah, I wonder if
That's it.
that's probably, I wonder if that's marking the actual spot.
It's a very lonely virtual.
They still had really a big wash. Well, hopefully not too lonely. It's a little tricky. I mean, when you combine.
Something like this is what caching really,
Yeah.
what the virtuals is all about.
Yeah. There's, the approach in a vehicle's tough, and then the hike. I mean, it's not going to get hit like the Las Vegas sign, but.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping a few people get up here though.
What's the DT going to be on this?
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
It's I think difficulty probably will be low. I'm hoping that it's not going to be hard to find that spot.
Get a 1, 4.5, and you'll get more people out here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the difficulty would be low. The terrain, that's the big question. I usually don't put a 5 unless there's like rope involved.
Or a boat?
Or a boat, yeah. I mean, they say that special equipment, but I guess, is a 4-wheel drive considered special equipment?
I don't think so. I don't think that's
Yeah.
written down anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's just up the rock.
I was hoping it'd be right here, but
Let's hope it didn't claw off down there.
yeah. I don't think so. I've seen pictures of it. It was a little bit of a bigger alcove than that.
Do people camp out here?
I think they probably do.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Probably not up here, but probably down there on
I
the.
might chuck it. No angelic rays of white.
It's pretty faded.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I wish there was a way to preserve that a little bit better. Maybe I don't know. Maybe someday they'll.
Came out here and tried that. You'd like to
Well,
bring it down.
I wouldn't even touch. Yeah,
Oh, no,
I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. But yeah, it's so faded.
Where's that marker?
I'm hoping
Yeah, that's fine.
that I can maybe filter the photo a little bit and make the letters pop a little bit. Well, talk about taking the scenic route to that.
It's about the adventure, right?
Yeah. Let me tell you this: the relief. I thought for sure, I got to mark the waypoint. It was marked, but that was knocked over. Yeah.
A good eye.
Yeah.
This doesn't
I'm so glad.
right in here.
Yeah.
Picture of that knob.
Oh yeah. Yep. Maybe that knob just distracted.
As long as it wasn't near to God to the
Yeah. Well, they said as hard of the trip as they didn't lose anybody.
You didn't lose anybody?
Yeah.
Some animals.
Yeah. I guess they lost a couple of cows coming up this.
How?
Oxen. Yeah. Oxen pulling the wagons.
Right in the straps.
Shoved him over the hill.
I would have thought that they would have butchered it.
Well, at least you don't feel like Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah, opening Al Capone's vault. Got the trailhead down here. Now it's just a matter of doing the write-up. which will take a little time. I'll put a little history and stuff on it, but
Well, I know the reviewer. I'll help you out.
yeah, that's sad. I mean, we really weren't that far. We really weren't that far up the hill.
We went more on the trail than. That's okay.
Yeah, I was working on my complaint to the people down at the fort.
But they were right all along.
But they were right. I mean, I guess his wife could have ran up here in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I used to be all about. I'd get 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 something a year. But I don't. If I get over 2,500, I'm having a good year now.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess what I got last year. I just wrote an article and submitted it today about Bluff.
Oh, did you?
Fine magazine.
Oh, really?
I'm hoping the guy will
Pick it up?
accept it.
Oh,
I've written
nice.
several for him.
Huh. Yeah, and you've had a few published then?
Oh, everything I've sent him is published.
Oh, really?
So I mean, I talked about how this was an accident for me and what a surprise it was. And
Yeah.
I mentioned all the cool locations
Yeah, that's awesome.
because I had no earthly idea, none whatsoever. You know, honestly, if I hadn't talked to you about doing this, I probably would have already be gone.
Yeah, yeah, oh, sure.
So I started looking at what else was around. I just went for there.
Yeah,
It was like every day. It's like, oh my God, this is really cool.
yeah. It's a great area, and it's there's a few caches here,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's fairly undiscovered. I mean, there's just really just a spattering.
You know, all the earth caches and virtuals that are around here.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
you're only 100 miles from the Arch National
Yeah. Yeah.
Park.
Yeah, not too far. I didn't tell Scooter I was placing this virtual, but
Well, I know you almost did
I-
a couple of times.
I almost spilled.
That's why I didn't say anything. I thought, okay. When you said you were coming up here, I went, okay.
I almost spilled the beads. But But I actually thought about that too. I was just like, maybe I should have said something. Maybe he would have came along and maybe he'd know where it was at. There's a little copper ore. Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't see any. Sometimes you'll see a streak of copper somewhere, but I don't see any. It's just that one rock. That's weird.
Grab that.
Yeah.
I'm taking more rock back. I think my truck weighs another 200 pounds.
Full of rocks, huh?
Yeah, if you plays it right, you can get a first to find on a new earth cache and first to find on a virtual.
Yeah.
Also, a friend of mine in Florida, he's trying to get first to finds on all the different icons.
Yeah. I think you kind of go back and drop down where we came in, and then you go up a little ways, and there's a little cliff dwelling right there.
I found one yesterday that I thought I had found because I took a picture of it because I thought it was a cave.
Oh yeah.
And I.
Oh yeah. You said it looked like
You
said it looked like a face, and
It looked like a face.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a cave. And I asked the earth cache reviewer. I said, "Hey, our cave's still good to go?" And he said, "Yeah, knock it out."
Huh.
So I sent it to a couple of friends. Then I opened it up, and it's a damn cliff dwelling.
that's crazy.
And it's down that where Special Scooter has power trail.
Yeah.
But it's, I thought, I'm Magellan. I just discovered something. Wrong. I mean, there's a sign somewhere that talks about it.
Yeah.
It's a whole like village along the ridge. I only saw the one. I'll show you the picture of it now.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Piece of cake. It's really good to meet you. It was fun.
It was fun.
I'm glad it was a successful excursion, man. Let me tell you, I was just like, oh, I can't believe we came all this way. It just got skunked. No, it turned out good.
It did.
Hey.